at least some healer got some changes with new patch, in this case Holy Priest, so let's have a look on him again. Starting with the stats, so in dungeons you want to go haste and versatility, then is critical, and last is mastery. Mastery is not like other healers, like monk, you want literally 0 mastery ideally. Mastery is still useful, it's not the best, but it's still doing much more than some other healers. If you are planning to push hierarchies, versatility is more priority than haste. If you're just planning 20s, 22s max, just some weeklies, haste is a little bit better because you will pump a little bit more damage. So as soon as possible, haste versatility 5000 and then put to 6000 whatever you want. The rest to critical strike. I could have 1000 more. And both left mastery doesn't need to be 0 as other healers. It's still healing quite decent amount. I have some Down of Infinite, it's the Rise, and mastery is definitely healing decently. Moving on talents, usually you play always the same thing. From the right tree, this is good for every occasion. In case you want to do a little bit more damage, then take out these two talents that are just pure healing and pump it more to answer prayers. If you get proc that angel, it will increase your damage a lot. But otherwise, this is just for healing these two talents, and they are a great choice. From the left tree, there is a little bit more choices because it matters what affixes are in the dungeon. So we definitely want Shackle Undead because we need to do something incorporeal, that's for controlling them. We can also get Dominate Might, but on Holy Priest is quite hard way to get there, so Shackle Undead is much better. On Disco Priest is much easier to get it. So it's even better choice because you will get that angel on your side and it's reducing damage of enemies. But Holy Priest, Shackle Undead is definitely the choice, and if you have roots you can go for Phantasm and you need 2 talents. You will go from a less cooldown on Fear and you get down here. What talent you can sacrifice if you don't need this spell? It's just for disease or it's good for Afflicted Affix. There is not many diseases in this dungeon. Usually Baker's Manor, you need disease. So easy choice, you can take talents there or you can take it from Mass Dispel. You don't need it very often. That's another talent. You can sacrifice defensives down here, or you can cut this whole tail of Shadow Field and there is cooldown of Fate. You don't want to do that, Shadow Field is healing quite nicely. Let me see, I don't know if I use it often enough, but you can see here it's 5 millions. It's not saying it's something huge, but this is 5 million extra healing you didn't need to have, so it's definitely worth it to always have it, but you can just cut it if you really need some other defenses or some utility talents. So now about gameplay. Holy Priest is quite simple, very easy explanation. What to do with Holy Priest is you are spreading your Prayer of Mending. When you have it on cooldown, then you are using priority of your power words, the single target, or AoE, and Power of Life when you have it ready. Or rather, not when you have it ready, it's usually ready when you have opportunity, so somebody is low enough. It's definitely priority to click, and if you don't have anything else, you are just casting Flash Heals. So it's very simple basic rotation, but let's dig a little bit deeper into it. So I'm starting with Prayer of Mending. Prayer of Mending is quite AoE and is not proccing in dungeons as good as in the raid, but it's still very good too. We are lacking AoE healing with Holy Priest, and this is a good way to compensate, so definitely have it prepared when some AoE is coming. If you know there is some packs that are not doing any damage to the group, don't spread it. But usually, just when you have it, just spread it on cooldown. It's not only important for its healing, but it's also to have chance to spread Renews, and Renews is proccing your set piece, and your set piece is quite important one. So yes, quite important to just spread it around, just for that Renews if nothing, but definitely it's healing a lot. Prayer of Mending is up here, but Prayer of Mending is applying Renew. I cast 1 Renew, but there is 30 millions healing. Of course our power boards are applying Renew too, but another way to get them is Prayer of Mending. So yeah, if you know it will just perish without use, don't use it, but otherwise when there is some AoE damage to the group, then use it on cooldown and is top priority. Second priority is Power Word Life. It can be used only on targets that is below 35% of health. But it's really cheap healing and it's really big healing. So when you have opportunity, the spell starts to be shiny even on your bars, so you know it's ready, somebody is on lower health, immediately use it. It's very cheap and massive heal way how to get somebody back to life. Third priority, we have our power words. They are definitely together in our priority list because it matters if it's single target or AoE target. So single target, of course, Serenity, AoE is Sanctify. There is more to them. Now we have 2 stacks even in dungeons, and we also have new set piece. Set piece is absolutely massive. Thanks to that, we are much better with Holy Priest in dungeons than previous seasons. Holy Priest in dungeons, something absolutely terrible. So let's have a look on our set piece. So let's start from 4 piece, and that means Renew's healing have chance to cause your next Holy Word Sanctify or Serenity to not consume a charge. Absolutely massive and cost 50% less mana. That's nice, but what we care about is not consuming charge of the ability. Because its cooldown is quite long, of course we can shorten it, but still, its cooldown is quite long. And the 2 piece, Serenity, is applying Renew, also Sanctify. Sanctify for 6 seconds, Serenity for 18 seconds. That means not only our prayer of mending is spreading Renews, but also our power words are spreading Renews. And the Renews are very important, not only because they are healing 30 millions, I use only 1 Renew, yeah, 1, but they have chance to proc that set piece. That means we are not consuming any charge of our Serenity or Sanctify, and that is absolutely massive, and that's what we are playing around in dungeon. So we are really focusing on this set piece proc. If you get charge, I have 1 right now, duration is unlimited, so we can really save it for any time you really need it. It's amazing. Its duration is unlimited. So, what we can do with this knowledge? We have 2 stacks. If we have 2 stacks, feel free to use 1. Absolutely, not a problem. Now even I have set piece, so when I use it, it do nothing. I got immediately another charge because I'm Blaster. Now let's use it, and now stacks are gone, and I consume 1 stack from my cooldowns. So ideally you want to have 1 stack used, because that's how you save your mana, that's how you heal effectively. But if you have just 1 charge left, then you need to think about what will be happening, what is happening right now, if it's useful to do it. Because if you don't have any charges, even your set piece have some charge, you can use that ability. So you need to have at least 1 charge to use that power word. Charge won't be consumed because set piece, but you still need to have that 1 charge available. So if you have 2 charge, absolutely feel free to use it. Effective heal, cheap on mana, very good to use. But when you have just 1, you need to think about, do I have set piece proc? And will I need to heal in the future? And I have a lot of renews around other targets, myself, doesn't matter. So that charge will be needed in few seconds later. In that case, you will just start casting flash heals. If you need to heal right now, and you are saving somebody's life, you need that healing right now, and that last charge. But before you spending last charge, think about that if you have set piece, absolutely no problem, because you are not spending it, and if you don't need that healing a little bit later. Serenity is very easy to replace. You are just casting flash heals, prayer of mending is resetting cooldown of that abilities. But Power Word Sanctified, if you use a last stack, you really need to wait a long time before you can use it again. So this is only thing we need to think when we are playing Holy Priest, otherwise we are just casting, everybody is happy and full of health. But yes, just think about last stack and your set charges to still have something ready if you need to heal in few seconds later. Of course, if you are saving somebody's life, just use it, because when they will die, then what's the purpose to just keep cooldown if you can save somebody? So yeah, this is only place we need to use brain with Holy Priest, is to just plan that set pieces procs and usage of your last stack of Serenity and Sanctify. So let's move on to our 4th priority, and what is there is Flash Heal. When we don't have our wards, or we want to keep that one last stack, or not much healing is needed, then we're just casting flash heals. We are not using heal in dungeons, just flash heal. You don't need to think about heal. You can think it doesn't exist. Well, just don't think about it. You don't need to think it doesn't exist. And that's everything for main healing. There is a little bit additions. So we have now Holy Nova that is stacking to 20 stacks through Rhapsody talent, and when it's full, it's 400 increase damage and healing, 400%. So when you have full stacks, just use it. Even if you don't need to heal, use it for damage when you have 20 stacks. There is no reason to hold it. It's just 20 seconds and it's fully charged again. Even when you have single target that is enemy, then just click it. It's even worth it to do damage to single target. And passively, it will kite heal a lot. Let me see how much I have from Holy Nova. It's down here. It's mostly overheal because I was clicking it for damage, so you see 70% overheal. The potential is definitely huge. Of course, I was clicking it also, not with 20 stacks, because I was doing damage, but it's not worth for healing. So if you are doing damage and you're just spamming Holy Nova, yeah, sure, it's a passive healing, but don't think about healing AoE, just spamming Holy Nova. In that case, it's more for the damage than just some healing to the group. But 20 stacks is absolutely worth to just collect it. And the other, some additional thing is Divine Star. I also think about Divine Star as is my damage, not healing. But of course it's healing because it's traveling through the group and it's definitely some decent number. Where is it? It's the Divine Star. It's overheal 78% because I just always click it when it's ready. So useful healing is just 2,300,000. But it's still some extra healing and you will do some nice damage with it. Damage should be much better than just 2.3 millions. And it's Divine Star. It's not much. It's just a filler you can click if nothing special is happening. It's quite decent because it's healing twice. It's healing on the way there, on the way back. So you can see that healing is 12,000 to each target. But if you hit everybody and that 12,000 is twice, it's just worth that 5,000 mana. But it's absolutely nothing huge. And Holy Word Sanctify is definitely better. So yeah, some summary once again. First priority, Prayer of Mending. In case there will be absolutely no AoE damage, you can skip this step. Second priority is Power Word Life. If we have opportunity to use it, we are using it. It's nice shiny when it's ready to be used. Then we are using our Power Words. Here we are thinking about our set piece, if we have procs, and if it's last stack or not, and if the last stack will be consumed or it won't be consumed because we have set pieces. Then we are casting our Flash Heal, and between that we are using our Holy Nova on 20 stacks and just clicking Divine Star, hitting as many enemy targets and as many friendly targets as we can. A little note with our priorities on gameplay, there are two things that are worth to mention. So, our Power Word Shield is not good heal, we are not Disco Place, it's not worth it like healing with it when it's some AoE or something, but when boss is doing some explosion, this is where you can use on yourself to have more survival, like as a spawning on last boss in Ataldazar and stuff like that. Just big explosion you need to survive, or third boss in Everbloom and you have Fireface, that is 3 seconds huge damage taken, so use it before. So it's not healing, it's some extra defensive for you, as priests don't have so many good defensives like other classes, so it's definitely what you do. Don't use for healing, is your defensive for big explosion. Second thing, if you have a lot of mana, almost full, and you're running between the packs, you don't have set piece stacks, you can just apply few renews here and there, ideally on the tank if he doesn't have it, because tank is always getting some damage. And it's just to get extra set piece stack. Because if you are full mana and you don't have any enemy target, there is nothing else to do, everybody is full, it's just a little bit extra to be ready for next healing you need to do. So just click renew and you will have chance to get some stack for the set piece, so your power words will not cost any stacks. So now about cooldowns. First of all, Guardian Spirit. This is more or less only defensive you can offer as Holy Priest, and it will save somebody from dying and it will heal him instead of him dying, so it's shielded ability, what we know from rogues, and then everybody else have it now through trinkets. So it will prevent somebody from dying. That means definitely good use to some targets with very low health that are about to die. But not only that, when you place Angel on somebody, he got increased healing taken from all the sources, so even his own healing potion by 60%. And that's absolutely massive. So even when target won't be dying, but you know he will be getting more single target than others, then just place it on the target and start healing him. It will massively increase your healing, even his own healing, massively. If somebody won't die during it, or rather, he would die but Angel would heal him, its cooldown will be reduced to 1 minute instead of 3 minutes, so you can use it quite often to increase that healing taken by 60%. It's definitely worth it, and 1 minute cooldown is not that long. Then we have Apotheosis. It's our only proper healing cooldown. Actually, we have now Divine Ward, what we didn't have before, so now we have to, okay, I said it wrong. But still, Apotheosis is our strongest one, and what is happening when you click it, ideally to use it after you use your power words. So it's not like it's improving power words, of course, a little bit, it's just mana cost, who cares. So use your power words before, after you use it, you will get 1 stack for Serenity, 1 stack for Sanctify, also Justice will be reset. So you will get nice stacks there on the initialization, and when it's active, your Holy Words cost 0 mana, not that huge. What we are interested in is our cooldown reduction to our Holy Words is increased by 300%. And that means when we use Serenity, deplete, I'll use Apotheosis. I got 1 stack for free, you can use that immediately, and now when we are casting ability that are resetting cooldown, it's absolutely massive cooldown reset. So we can reset it very fast, and that's what we are doing. Spending Holy Words, resetting it back, and it's massive healing increase. Yeah, also, Symbol of Hope. A lot of people just forget it exists in the dungeon. It's not only nice little bit mana gain for you, but it's decreasing cooldowns of your whole group. So when you have some heavy hitting boss and everybody use their cooldowns, if you have some tracking way to see, just use it and the cooldown is going down by 30 seconds. So huge massive defensive cooldown reduction, also some mana, but think about it for defensives, not ask for mana. But of course, if you are very low on mana and you need something, you just use it for mana. Next one is Power Infusion. I don't think I need to explain that. It's haste for you and under the target. Everybody will be asking you to give to him. So just click on some DPS that is ready to blast, or just click it anytime when you need to blast and you need that haste for healing. Yeah, just you know how to use it. Everybody will just love you if you put it on them. Self-explanatory. It's a little bloodlust. Then our Shadow Fiend, it's giving us some mana, very nice. But every his head is a healing. It's 41,000, almost 42. It's decent number. It's not some huge cooldown. You will click it and you see everybody full, but it's something extra for some ability that wouldn't heal instead. So it's just extra healing. I was showing it already. It's some decent 5 millions. So it's worth something. It's not some big healing cooldown, but it's some passive healing. But yes, still also worth it to regain a little bit more of your mana. And the last one, we are getting to our new cooldown. Well, not new, but before we didn't use it before this change. Now it's worth it because they changed positions of our talents. So now we can just easily choose it. And from Divine Ward, it's just empowering what you are just doing. So you use it, and then you need to click some Holy Word. I realize I said maybe Power Word many times in this guide. I'm sorry, I don't know why. It's always Holy Word when I said Power Word. I don't know, it's just stuck in my mind. So yeah, when you use Holy Word and you are getting empowered, what you are doing. So when you are healing AoE, you get AoE. When you are healing single, you get buff for single. Damage is damage. So Justice is self-explanatory. What will happen? It will increase your damage. For 15 seconds it is 20% increased damage. So yeah, for increased damage, just use it for that. If you don't need it for healing, if you click it on AoE, you will have a nice circle on the ground. If you are standing in it, of course you are getting heals. It's quite a lot. It's by default 156,000 to 5 targets. So if everybody is standing in it, it's 750,000 healing. So it's really decent. It's just duration is 15 seconds, so it's healing. It's not so fast. And when you use it with Serenity, then your flash heals are healing 30% more and costing 20% less mana. So where we are healing more single target, use it on that and just follow it with spam of flash heals. That was enough about healing. Let's have a look on damage. This changes increase our damage quite a lot. This is just a rise. Do I have some Everbloom? No, Everbloom 155. Of course some Evoker helped and bosses with increased damage taken, but still 155 overall with a healer. Yeah, that's decent. So what we are doing for damage? If we have single target, it's our topmost priority always use Chastise. Because before we had some cooldown that made our Holy Fire instant and not consuming our cooldown. Now it's after we use Chastise. Before it was 3 clicks of Holy Fire, now we have only 2, but it's much more often because Chastise is much more often than 1 minute when we are just doing damage because we are resetting that cooldown slowly. So top priority Chastise, then we are following with our Holy Fires while we have that cooldown. So we casted it all, then we have 20 stacks of Holy Nova, we need to be close. You can see it was even critical, 109,000, very decent damage even for a single target, and it will also heal a little. Very useful. And then is our Shadow War Pain, but of course its priority is less than Holy Fire because Holy Fire is doing much better damage, and with all of it used and on cooldown, we are just spamming Smite. So this rotation is kind of the same when we are fighting even 2 targets and even 3 targets. Only difference is, before we keep smiting, we'll apply Shadow War Pain on all the 3 targets, not only on 1. And on AoE, we are starting when we have at least 4 targets. And for that one, we are no longer using Shadow War Pain, because it's just not worth it. When you have 20 targets, it's definitely not worth it. Just keep spreading it, but yeah, check this. Absolute top priority, because then Holy Fire is doing AoE, look at the huge burst. Then, so Holy Fire, topmost priority with Chastis. Then we're using Holy Nova, ideally on 20 stacks, but of course now it's worth it to just keep clicking, because Holy Nova is doing now more damage than casting Smite. So 4+ targets, Holy Nova, you can just keep spamming even on 0 stack. And that's it from AoE. With Holy Nova you're resetting Chastise, then you're casting again Holy Fires that are doing huge AoE from initial damage. And spam again, and every Holy Nova, you are getting cooldown reset for a Chastise. That's all you need to do on AoE. That will be all from me. If you want exactly the same guide, just in text, then you can hop on my Discord. Everything what I just said, it's there in the text. Link is in description. And anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you will like and subscribe. It's helping me a lot. And goodbye.